Hello you guys, this is Everything Pound Cakes because it's any and every flavor you want, I can and I will turn into a pound cake. So today I'm gonna make my go-to recipe, my old-fashioned pound cake. So right now we have our pound of butter and we're about to cream it. We have our pound of sugar, we have our pound of eggs, and our pound of flour. Just as simple as that. Just as I stated in the last video, a pound cake is a pound of each ingredient. Okay, let's get started. So we're gonna mix, add our sugar to this right here. I'll just add the whole thing. And when I'm mixing and creaming my pound cake batter, I always mix on a very low setting. I always mix on 2. Okay, you guys, we're gonna turn it off. And remember, we turn it off. And what we do when we turn it off, we're gonna scrape our bowl. And we're gonna also clean our blade right here. Because we wanna make sure that it's all mixed up. That's very important, to make sure that you are mixing your pound cake batter. Because you don't want it to be not mixed. And this is a process of me creaming my butter and my sugar. And this is what I do. You gotta make sure you straighten that bowl. We're gonna put it back on here. We're gonna take it, we're gonna go at it to again and let it cream. Just that simple. And it's not a certain time that you let it cream. If you had your butter out, room temperature, you don't have to let it cream that long. So I don't go say 5 minutes or a second, or I just kind of look at the color of my butter and sugar and I determine. Okay, that looks good. So next I'm gonna start adding my eggs. As I stated in the last video, a pound of eggs. So a pound of eggs is 8 eggs. So 8 to 12 eggs. So it just depending. I guess the least you could use is 8 eggs. So I have my eggs right here. And what I'm gonna do is I already put my vanilla flavor in here. And I'm gonna stir it up right. Then you get all of those wonderful flavors. You smell that vanilla. It smells so good. And I always crack my eggs in a separate bowl so I don't get any shell. And I always mix my flavoring in with the eggs. It works better for me that way. Everybody is different, so yeah. So here it goes. We're gonna add our eggs slowly. And I always, like I told you guys, I always go with a 2. And it slowly. You just want to make sure that it's mixed in there. And of course, our eggs is also room temperature. That's very important. Make sure your eggs and butter are room temperature. Now, when I first learned how to bake a pound cake, I thought, oh my God, this is so tedious because you can't add everything all at once. You actually have to add things slowly. Because if you add everything all at once, your pound cake is not going to come out right. I just added my eggs, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna straight this down, then I'm gonna straight my bowl. This is very important that we get all this off. Got our blade clean. Now it's time to strip our bowl and mix it all in. So a lot of people know that eggs, sugar, and butter does not mix that well. But when you have it room temperature, it does. And right now, my batter, it looks curdled a little bit, but we're gonna fix all that. Because we cannot have this KitchenAid doing all the work. We got to get in there and do some work too. Okay, let's see. Now, let's go. So, when I did this is the only hot setting I put this on. I'm gonna put this on a 4. And as I stated, it does not have to blend for 5 minutes. It's just what you think is good. When the batter starts looking smooth and not curdled, that's when you stop it. Okay, you guys. Now, I want you guys to take a peek at my batter right here. Look at my batter. Do you guys see this beautiful batter? You see that? Y'all see that? That's when you know that pound cake gonna be good. So right now, we're gonna add our flour. Okay? So when I add my flour, I stop the KitchenAid, and I just, because you cannot add your flour all at once either. So, gotta add a little bit at a time. And then you're gonna mix it. I mix it on 2 until it blends in. And it doesn't have to completely blend in, but just enough. Okay. came up with this recipe, and it's my go-to recipe. I can add anything to this recipe. Candy, fruit, dried fruit, you name it. And it's a very, very thick pound cake batter, and it makes a lot of pound cake. So, and I always have batter left over, so I do stuff with my batter that I have left over because I do not waste anything. And that's what my next video is gonna be about, the batter that I have left over. So right now I'm just cleaning my blade because I wanna make sure everything get blended in the proper way. I can be a little bit of a perfectionist, but just wanna make sure. Okay, that is good right there. We're gonna take it off here. Now see that excess flour? We're scraping our bowl. Getting all that flour. And it's very heavy. The bowl is heavy and the batter is heavier. It makes this bowl heavy, especially when I pour it in a bundt pan. Okay, you guys, I'm about done with that. Here's my batter, you guys. It's ready, but we're gonna take it for another spin. So now I go at a 4 right now. I want to go at a 4. And I am done. I don't want to overbeat it, so I'm done right now. We're going to clean our blade out one last time. We are done. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna preheat my oven to 325. And I know a lot of people, they preheat their oven before they start mixing their pound cake, but I always preheat after, because you gotta know your oven. That's very important, know your oven. My bundt pan. So I always use Baker's Joy. Some people like to use butter and flour or oil and flour, but I like to use Baker's Joy. And I'm gonna talk about the pan that I'm using shortly. Well, we're gonna do that in the next video. I'm talking about the pan that I'm using. Because your pans, that's very important too. I learned the hard way. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna spray my pan, my Baker's Joy. You want to get it good. We don't want it to stick. Okay. I'm going to stir it a little bit more. Stir it a little bit more. It's the baker in me, I guess. Okay. And then I'm gonna start pouring my batter very shortly. this is very heavy. Oh Lord. So we want to make sure it's even, and we're not gonna fill our bundt pan all the way up, because the pound cake has to rise. And that's very important that it rise. And it's very important that it also be even. So, got my pound cake batter in there. And what I'm gonna do, and I do this in between layers. I might do like go around the pan 3 times, and then I might do that. And what I'm doing is I'm tapping the pan to get the air bubbles out. That's very important. And then it helps me to see how even my pound cake is, because I want my pound cake to be even and bake good the proper way. And that's important too. Okay, it's about that time again. You're gonna fill it up, I think, I'm gonna say 3/4. So I'm gonna go around one more time and I should be done. And yes, we're gonna have pound cake batter left over, because I always do. And like I said in the next video, I'm gonna show you what I do with my leftover pound cake batter. Oh, this is so heavy, y'all. Okay, so that's it. We're gonna do one more time. The air bubbles out. Then I'm gonna get a spoon. Take my spoon. Then I'm gonna do this. Smooth it out. Smooth that batter out. See how even that batter looks? Because I make it's a very thick pound cake batter. It's a very thick pound cake batter, y'all. And you know, pound cake batter is supposed to be thick. It's supposed to be thick, because it's pound cake. Okay, you guys. Okay. And that's my batter. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for my oven to be 325, and I'm gonna put this pound cake in there for an hour and 7 minutes, probably. Yeah, hour and 7 minutes. So, and we're ready. So I'm gonna add my pound cake to the oven. Okay, you guys, we will be right back. Hello, you guys, we are back, and we have our beautiful, even pound cake right here. Because it's any and every flavor you want, I can and I will turn it into a pound cake. Everything pound cake.